The unexpected visitors. In the heart of the Xiphonian Empire, nestled among the towering spires and gleaming architecture of the capital city, the council convened to address the dire situation that threatened their very existence. The Xiphonians, once a proud and thriving civilization known for their advancements in science and diplomacy, now found themselves on the brink of collapse due to a relentless galactic war against the ruthless Krodax. The council chamber buzzed with tension as representatives from various provinces took their seats. Worry etched on their faces, they murmured amongst themselves, sharing stories of devastating losses and dwindling hope. The weight of their responsibility hung heavy in the air, a palpable reminder of the lives that hung in the balance. As the session began, Councillor Xyloth, a seasoned diplomat with a weary countenance, stood to address the gathered assembly. "Esteemed colleagues," he began, his voice heavy with the burden of his words, "we stand at a critical juncture in our history. Our forces are dwindling, our resources nearly depleted. The Krodax continue their relentless assault, leaving destruction and despair in their wake. We must find a solution, or I fear our entire race will perish." Silence fell upon the chamber as the gravity of Xyloth's words sank in. Eyes darted around the room, searching for a glimmer of hope amidst the grim faces and hushed whispers. It seemed that all avenues had been exhausted, every strategy tried and found wanting. Amidst the somber atmosphere, a young diplomat named Zora rose from her seat. Her vibrant green eyes shone with a fierce determination that belied her youthful appearance. "Esteemed councillors," she said, her voice clear and unwavering, "there may be hope yet. In the ancient archives, I discovered legends that speak of an ancient race known as humans. These legends tell of how the humans once traversed the galaxy, forming alliances with various civilizations and leaving a lasting impact wherever they went." Murmurs of surprise and skepticism rippled through the chamber. Many had dismissed the tales of humans as mere myths, stories told to inspire and entertain. But Zora pressed on, undeterred by the doubts of her peers. "The legends speak of a pact, an agreement forged between our ancestors and the humans long ago," Zora continued, her gaze sweeping across the room. "It is said that in times of great need, the humans would come to our aid, honoring the bond of friendship and cooperation that was established generations ago." The council members exchanged glances, some intrigued by the prospect, others openly skeptical. Councillor Xyloth, his brow furrowed, leaned forward. "Zora, while your dedication to our cause is admirable, we cannot base our survival on mere legends. The humans, if they ever existed, have been absent from the galactic stage for centuries. How can we be sure they would even remember, let alone honor, such an ancient pact?" Zora met Xyloth's gaze, her resolve unwavering. "I understand your reservations, Councillor Xyloth. But we have exhausted all other options. Our people are suffering, our very way of life hangs in the balance. If there is even a chance that the humans can help us, I believe we must take it." The chamber erupted into a flurry of heated discussions as the council members debated the merits of Zora's proposal. Some argued that it was a fool's errand, a desperate grasping at straws. Others, however, saw it as a glimmer of hope in an otherwise bleak situation. After much deliberation, the council reluctantly agreed to Zora's plan. They granted her a small crew and a ship, the fastest and most advanced in their fleet, tasked with the daunting mission of locating the humans and convincing them to honor the ancient pact. As Zora prepared for her journey, she couldn't shake the feeling that this was their last chance. The fate of the Xiphonian race rested on her shoulders, and she was determined to succeed, no matter the cost. She gathered her crew, a hand-picked group of skilled individuals who shared her belief in the importance of their mission. Before departing, Zora stood before the council one last time, her voice filled with conviction. "I will not fail you," she declared, her eyes shining with the fire of determination. "I will find the humans, and I will bring back the help we so desperately need. This is not just a mission, it is a promise to our people, to our future." With those words, Zora and her crew embarked on their perilous journey, setting out into the vast expanse of space. As the capital city of the Xiphonian Empire faded into the distance, Zora steeled herself for the challenges that lay ahead. She knew that the road would be long and fraught with danger, but she was ready to face whatever the universe had in store. The fate of her people, the hope of a brighter tomorrow, now rested in the hands of a young diplomat in her unwavering belief in the power of ancient legends and the strength of the human spirit. The journey begins. As the sleek Xiphonian spacecraft, the Celestia, departed from the orbital docks of the capital city, Zora felt a mix of excitement and trepidation coursing through her veins. The weight of her mission settled upon her shoulders like a tangible presence, a constant reminder of the countless lives that depended on her success. The Celestia, a marvel of Xiphonian engineering, was equipped with the most advanced technologies and amenities to ensure a smooth journey across the vast expanse of space. Its streamlined hull glimmered in the starlight, a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. Zora's crew, hand-picked for their skills and expertise, bustled about the ship, preparing for the long voyage ahead. Raxus, the ship's pilot, sat at the helm, his fingers dancing across the controls with practiced precision. He had a reputation as one of the most skilled pilots in the Xiphonian fleet, known for his ability to navigate through even the most treacherous regions of space. Zora made her way to the bridge, her footsteps echoing through the pristine corridors of the Celestia. As she entered, the crew snapped to attention, their faces a mix of determination and apprehension. "We have a long journey ahead of us," Zora began, her voice steady and commanding. "The path will be fraught with dangers and uncertainties, but I have faith in each and every one of you. Together, we will overcome any obstacle that stands in our way." The crew nodded in unison, their resolve strengthened by Zora's words. They knew that their mission was not just about their own survival, but the survival of their entire civilization. As the Celestia ventured deeper into uncharted space, the crew settled into their routines. Raxus guided the ship with a steady hand, his keen eyes always on the lookout for potential hazards. The engineers worked tirelessly to maintain the ship's systems, ensuring that they were always running at peak efficiency. Days turned into weeks as the Celestia traveled through the vastness of space. The monotony of the journey was broken only by the occasional celestial wonder, a nebula that painted the sky in hues of purple and gold, or a binary star system that danced in an eternal cosmic waltz. But the peace was short-lived. As the Celestia approached a dense asteroid field, Raxus's brow furrowed in concentration. He had navigated through such hazards before, but never on a mission of such importance. The ship shuddered as it entered the field, the asteroids looming like giants in the view screen. Raxus's hands flew over the controls, his reflexes honed by years of training. The Celestia weaved and dodged, narrowly avoiding collision after collision. Just as they thought they had cleared the field, a massive asteroid, hidden in the shadows, hurtled towards them. Raxus yanked the controls, sending the Celestia into a sharp dive. The crew held their breath, bracing for impact. But Raxus's skills proved true. The Celestia emerged from the asteroid field unscathed, a testament to the pilot's prowess and the ship's resilience. The crew let out a collective sigh of relief, but their respite was short-lived. As they continued their journey, they received an urgent transmission from a nearby system. A distress signal, weak and garbled, begged for assistance. Zora's heart raced as she listened to the plea. The voice on the other end spoke of an attack by the Skarn, a notorious race of alien marauders known for their brutality and aggression. "We have to help them," Zora declared, her voice filled with conviction. "We cannot turn a blind eye to those in need, not when we ourselves are seeking aid." Some of the crew hesitated, wary of deviating from their mission. But Zora's resolve was unwavering. She argued that to ignore the plea for help would be to betray the very principles they were fighting for. In the end, the crew agreed. The Celestia changed course, racing towards the besieged planet with all the speed its engines could muster. As they approached the system, the true extent of the Skarn's devastation became apparent. The planet's surface was scarred with the telltale signs of orbital bombardment, its once thriving cities reduced to rubble. The Celestia was hailed by a Skarn warship, its commander demanding their surrender. But Zora refused to back down. She ordered the crew to prepare for battle, knowing that they were vastly outmatched. The ensuing fight was fierce and brutal. The Skarn's weapons tore through the Celestia's shields, leaving gaping wounds in its hull. But the Xiphonian crew fought back with everything they had, their determination fueled by the knowledge that they were fighting for something greater than themselves. In the end, the Celestia emerged victorious, but at a great cost. Several crew members had lost their lives in the battle, their sacrifices forever etched into the hearts of those who survived. As they tended to their wounds and repaired the ship, Zora's resolve never wavered. She rallied her crew, reminding them of the importance of their mission. "We cannot let fear or setbacks deter us," she said, her voice filled with conviction. "The survival of our people depends on us finding the humans." Inspired by Zora's unwavering determination, the crew pressed on. They braved the unknown, facing challenges at every turn, but never losing sight of their goal. The ancient star map guided them, leading them closer to the coordinates where the humans were believed to reside. Little did they know that their journey was far from over, and the greatest challenges lay ahead. First contact. After months of traversing the uncharted expanse of the galaxy, the Celestia finally approached the coordinates indicated on the ancient star map. The crew buzzed with anticipation and trepidation as they neared their destination. They had come so far, braved countless dangers, and lost dear friends along the way. Now, the moment of truth was upon them. As the ship dropped out of hyperspace, a stunning vista greeted their eyes. Before them lay a vibrant blue-green planet, its surface adorned with swirling white clouds and vast oceans that glimmered in the light of a distant sun. This, they believed, was Earth, the legendary home of the humans. Zora stood on the bridge, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and apprehension. She had spent countless hours studying the ancient texts, poring over every scrap of information about the humans and their ways. Yet, nothing could have prepared her for the reality of standing on the precipice of first contact. The Celestia entered Earth's orbit, its sensors scanning the planet's surface for signs of advanced technology and civilization. To their surprise, they detected a multitude of signals and communications, indicating a thriving and technologically advanced society. As they prepared to initiate contact, a sleek, silver starship suddenly appeared on their viewscreen, seemingly materializing out of nowhere. Its design was unlike anything the Xiphonians had ever encountered, a marvel of engineering that spoke of a culture far beyond their own. The crew tensed, their hands hovering over their consoles, ready to react to any sign of hostility. Zora, however, remained calm. She knew that this moment would define the future of her people and the outcome of their mission. With a deep breath, Zora opened a communication channel, her voice steady and clear. "Greetings, people of Earth. I am Zora, a diplomat from the Xiphonian Empire. We come in peace, seeking your assistance in our time of great need." There was a moment of tense silence as they awaited a response. Then, the view screen flickered to life, and a human face appeared before them. The man was tall and broad-shouldered, with piercing blue eyes and a chiseled jawline. He wore a crisp uniform adorned with insignia that denoted his rank and position. "Greetings, Xiphonian vessel," the man replied, his voice deep and authoritative. "I am Captain Liam Evans of the Earth Federation starship Endeavour. We have received your transmission and are intrigued by your presence here. Please explain the nature of your visit." Zora took a moment to compose herself, the weight of her words heavy on her tongue. She knew that the fate of her people rested on her ability to convey the gravity of their situation and the importance of the ancient pact. "Captain Evans," Zora began, her voice filled with a mix of urgency and reverence. "Our people are in the midst of a desperate struggle against a ruthless enemy known as the Krodax. We have fought valiantly, but our resources are dwindling, and our hope is fading. In our darkest hour, we have turned to an ancient legend, a tale of a pact forged between our ancestors and yours, a promise of aid in times of great need. Captain Evans listened intently, his brow furrowed in concentration. I must admit, your tale is intriguing, Zora. However, we have no record of such a pact in our history. How can we be certain of its veracity? Zora held up a data device, its surface gleaming in the light of the bridge. I have with me the ancient texts that speak of this pact, as well as the star map that has guided us to your world. I implore you, Captain Evans, to review this information and consider our plea. The fate of the Xiphonian people hangs in the balance. Captain Evans nodded, his expression thoughtful. Very well, Zora. I will examine your evidence and confer with my superiors. In the meantime, I invite you and your crew to come aboard the Endeavour. We have much to discuss, and perhaps together, we can find a way forward. Zora accepted the invitation gratefully, her heart swelling with a mix of relief and anticipation. As the crew prepared to disembark, she couldn't help but marvel at the twists of fate that had brought them to this moment. As the Xiphonians stepped aboard the Endeavour, they were struck by the stark differences in their cultures. The human ship was a marvel of technology, its corridors gleaming with a sleek, minimalist design that spoke of efficiency and purpose. The crew, a diverse mix of individuals from various Earth nations, greeted them with a mix of curiosity and warmth. Over the next few days, Zora and Captain Evans worked tirelessly to bridge the gap between their cultures. They shared stories of their histories, their triumphs, and their struggles. Zora spoke of the bravery of her people, the sacrifices they had made, and the depths of their desperation. Captain Evans, in turn, shared the values and principles that guided the Earth Federation, a commitment to peace, justice, and the betterment of all sentient life. As trust grew between them, Zora began to see a glimmer of hope. The humans, she realized, were not so different from her own people. They too had faced great challenges and overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. Perhaps, with their help, the Xiphonians could do the same. But the path ahead was far from certain. Captain Evans had to convince his superiors, the leaders of the Earth Federation, to honor the ancient pact and commit their resources to a war that was not their own. Zora knew that it would be a difficult task, one that would require all of her diplomatic skills and the unwavering support of her newfound human allies. As they waited for word from Earth, Zora couldn't help but reflect on the incredible journey that had brought them to this point. From the desperate council meeting on her homeworld to the battles and hardships they had endured, every step had been a test of their resolve and their faith in the power of cooperation and unity. Now, as she stood on the precipice of a new chapter in her people's history, Zora knew that whatever lay ahead, they would face it together, Xiphonian and human, united in their commitment to justice and the defense of all that was good in the galaxy. The road ahead was uncertain, but one thing was clear: the legend of the humans and the ancient pact had brought them to this moment, and together, they would forge a new future, one where hope and unity would triumph over darkness and despair. Legends become reality. News of the Xiphonians' arrival and their desperate plea for aid spread like wildfire through the halls of power on Earth. Politicians, military leaders, and scientists engaged in heated debates about the implications of this momentous event. Some argued for caution, wary of entangling Earth in a distant conflict. Others saw it as an opportunity to forge new alliances and expand humanity's influence in the galaxy. Ultimately, the decision fell to the Earth Federation Council. Captain Evans presented Zora's case, sharing the evidence of the ancient pact and the dire situation facing the Xiphonian people. Zora herself spoke before the council, her impassioned plea resonating with the assembled leaders. After much deliberation, the council reached a decision. They would honor the pact and send aid to the Xiphonians. A joint task force was assembled, combining the strengths of human and Xiphonian warriors. As the task force prepared for deployment, Captain Evans and Zora worked to integrate their forces. Human technology was adapted to complement Xiphonian weapons, while Xiphonian tactics were blended with human strategies. The journey back to Xiphonian space was filled with a sense of purpose and determination. The human-Xiphonian alliance faced its first test against a Krodax assault fleet. The innovative fusion of their capabilities proved devastatingly effective. News of the alliance's victory spread, reigniting hope among the Xiphonian worlds. The tide was turning. The Krodax, once thought unstoppable, began to falter in the face of this united front. Zora and Evans led their forces from the front lines, their bond forged in battle and shared purpose. Together, they embodied the spirit of the ancient pact, a living testament to the power of unity and the enduring strength of legends made real. As the war raged on, the Alliance pressed forward, liberating planets and shattering the Krodax's hold on the galaxy. The path to victory was long and arduous, marked by sacrifice and sorrow. Yet through it all, the human-Xiphonian alliance held strong, bound by ties deeper than mere treaties or covenants. They fought not just for the survival of the Xiphonian race, but for the principles that had brought them together: honor, compassion, and an unyielding commitment to the defense of the innocent. In the crucible of war, the legends of old took on new life. Zora and Evans became living icons, their names whispered with reverence by soldiers on the battlefield and civilians huddled in bunkers. They were the embodiment of hope, the guiding light in the darkness. And so, as the conflict reached its zenith, the Alliance stood poised to strike the final blow against the Krodax. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, the dreams of countless generations resting on the shoulders of this improbable union between two races once separated by the vast gulf of space and time. The legends had become reality, and in that reality lay the promise of a future where the stars themselves would bear witness to the triumph of unity over tyranny, of hope over despair. The human-Xiphonian alliance had risen to the challenge, and in so doing, had forged a legend of their own, one that would endure long after the last battle had been fought and won. Hope renewed. The final assault against the Krodax was a symphony of destruction and valor. The human-Xiphonian alliance unleashed the full might of their combined forces, a dazzling display of technological prowess and indomitable spirit. Zora and Evans led the charge, their ships cutting through the enemy lines like avenging angels. They fought with a synchronicity born of trust and shared purpose, their every move a testament to the bond they had forged in the crucible of war. Around them, the Allied fleet engaged the Krodax with relentless determination. Human ships, sleek and agile, danced through the void, their weapons cutting swathes of destruction through the enemy ranks. Xiphonian vessels, ancient and proud, stood firm against the onslaught, their shields shimmering like gossamer wings in the celestial light. On the ground, human and Xiphonian soldiers fought side by side, their differences forgotten in the heat of battle. They moved as one, a united force driven by a common cause. The Krodax, once the scourge of the galaxy, fell before their advance like wheat before the scythe. As the battle raged, Zora and Evans pushed deeper into the heart of the Krodax war machine. They struck at key targets, crippling supply lines and shattering command centers. Their actions sowed chaos and confusion among the enemy, weakening their resolve and eroding their will to fight. Yet even in the midst of this maelstrom of destruction, moments of profound connection and shared triumph shone through. Soldiers from different worlds clasped hands in solidarity, their blood mingling on the battlefield as they fought and died for a common cause. In the end, it was the spirit of the alliance that proved the Krodax's undoing. Faced with an enemy that would not yield, that fought with a unity and purpose they could never hope to match, the Krodax crumbled. Their armies scattered, their fleets retreated, until at last, their once mighty empire lay in ruins. As the dust settled and the echoes of battle faded, the true impact of the human-Xiphonian alliance became clear. Planets once held under the Krodax's iron fist tasted freedom for the first time in generations. The oppressed and downtrodden emerged from the shadows, their eyes alight with newfound hope. And at the center of it all stood Zora and Evans, the architects of this improbable victory. They looked upon the liberated worlds with a mix of pride and humility, knowing that their actions had changed the course of galactic history. In the aftermath, as the Alliance worked to rebuild and heal, Zora reflected on the journey that had brought them to this moment. She thought of the sacrifices made, the lives given in service of a higher cause. She remembered the bonds forged in battle, the friendships that had transcended the boundaries of species and culture. And as she looked to the future, she saw a galaxy transformed. The ancient pact between their peoples had been reforged in the fires of war, tempered by shared sacrifice and unyielding resolve. Where once there had been division and mistrust, now there was unity and understanding. The legend of the humans who had crossed the stars to honor a promise made long ago would endure, a shining beacon of hope in a galaxy too often consumed by darkness. And in the hearts of the Xiphonian people, that legend would forever be entwined with the name of Zora, the visionary leader who had dared to dream of a better tomorrow. As the Alliance looked to the stars, ready to face whatever challenges the future might bring, they did so with the knowledge that they stood not alone, but together, a united force bound by ties of friendship, forged in the crucible of war and tempered by the unbreakable strength of hope renewed.